Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we have the Thoth Tarot deck here, Alaister Crowley Tarot. I'm going to shuffle the cards. Okay, restack the deck. And here it is. I'm going to pull a card. Usually with less bias, I'd pull from the sides to have less bias, because I usually pull from the middle. And we have the Six of Swords. Wissenschaft in German, science. Okay. This is Mercury energy, and it looks like Aquarian energy and the planet of Mercury. So, did we pull the Six of Wands the other day? We did, I think we did. So I put it back in the stack somewhere. Just gonna shuffle it to give the devil less chance. And restack the deck. Okay, so that does that. I pulled out the wizard cards. These are numbers and people, right? Also going to shuffle them. This is what they look like. Looks like there's a whole bunch of symbols on there. Elements maybe. Element of green for the earth, blue for the water, red for fire, and what's the other one? I don't even know. Earth, just think of it. Earth, wind, and fire, air. So blue is air. Where's water? No. Green would be air, blue water, fire, and earth. So fire is red. No, fire is yellow. Earth is red then, or something. Who knows? 4 elements anyways. Okay, so I'm going to restack them. And pull out in a fan fashion like I do. Pull this card, the 3, and it's the Fisher lady. So we just said that yellow is fire. No, it's not fire, it must be earth. So 3 of earth cards. I'm going to have to read the wizard explanations in a second. And we pulled the dealer, 6 of air. Already we have a 1 to 2 relationship here. So this is fire, 112, emergency codes. Okay. I'm going to pull another card. This is the wizard, W this time. So in the west there's an emergency, maybe. It's an earth sign. And okay, so the Fisher, number 3. So we have a relationship of 1 to 1 through these. So 2 Fishers, and it's in in ratios basically, the lowest common denominator is 3. You just change it to a 1 then, right? I'm gonna pick one more card. Less bias from the edges maybe. And it's an 8. And it's the the knight or the warrior. Air sign again. Or is it water? It's a water sign, sorry. These were water. So let's look them up, what these signs are. And A to me means quickness, as in French wheat. Sounds like French vite, right? Quick. Could also mean German 8, acht, as in gib acht, as in be careful. Could also mean 8 in English, as in wait. It doesn't say much about this thing here. What these cards represent. Oh, it says witches on here. Wizards and witches. Oh, well, there you go. You got lots of witches. Let's pick one more card out here. You know, maybe it wants me to wait a little bit. And I pulled a 4. I thought I pulled a 7 in a second, actually. The farmer, number 4, and it's an earth sign. Again, relationship between 4 and 8 is 1 and 2. Again, ratios 2, 1, 1. There's fire with the fisher in the west. In the west, that away. That could be, again, you know, I've had these cards before. There is a part of town that is associated to fishers and associated to Masonic stuff. So, Freemasonry. There's like a temple or something like that there, not well known. Okay, so in terms of, we pulled the 6 of swords, right? Let's quickly take a look what that is. 6 of swords, Wissenschaft. I'm going to read it in German and try to translate it for you. Tiefereth im Satz der Luft, Merkur im Wassermann. Die verzierten Griffe der Schwerter bilden ein Sechseck in der Karte. Ihre Spitzen berühren die äußeren Blütenblätter der roten Rose auf einem goldenen Kreuz aus 6 Quadranten. Das perfekte Gleichgewicht der geistigen und moralischen Fähigkeiten, das kaum zu erreichen und unmöglich zu halten ist, interpretiert die Idee der Wissenschaft. So before I go on to the divinatory thing, I'm just going to translate it. So Tifereth is in a sentence in the air. Mercury is in Aquarius. The decorated handles of the sword form a what do you call it? Not a pentagon, but one further. A hexagon. Form a hexagon on the cards, and so the swords form a hexagon, and their tips touch the outer leaves or petals of the red rose, on which is on a golden cross with 6 quadrants. The perfect balance the mystic and moral properties or Fähigkeiten is more like your not properties but your skills, your moral skills. So it's the perfect balance in your mystic and moral skills, which are hard to reach and impossible to hold. Interpret it. It interprets the idea of science. Divinatorische Bedeutung, Erfolg nach Angst und Mühe, Selbstwertgefühl, Schönheit, Eitelkeit, aber manchmal damit auch Bescheidenheit, Beherrschung, Geduld, Arbeit und so weiter. Mühen, Arbeit, Reise auf dem Wasser. So the divinatory explanation here for this is, or the divinatory Bedeutung means the meaning of the divinatory meaning. There is a success or victory post fear and trial or trying. There's a the ego. Okay, the ego is so it's a victory after maybe a low ego. There is also mention of beauty and Eitelkeit. Oh gosh, what the hell is that? Shyness in a way, but also sometimes that Bescheidenheit is shyness. Eitelkeit is something else. I don't know what that is actually. There is Beherrschung. So your victory goes on to basically dominance, patience, and work, etc. And then there's trying, work, and voyage on water. And that would be the translation, which was translated from English to German and now back to English in a horrible manner. The way I learned English basically was I started anew in grade 6. So, you know, I never made connections between German and English. So it, you know, right side of the brain, left side of the brain. When I took French, basically in grade 6, we had it in the same room as music. So when I hear music, it's like French to me because of the memory kind of thing. So the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So I'm gonna just try to give you another oracle. Basically, as I do these, I let you make up your mind what you see in these cards. I only have the golden hand. You make up the mind of what I'm trying to interpret here. So I'm going to shuffle these. Restack them and shuffle again. And then I'll pull a card. So this is what it looks like, the oracle deck. So in terms of my brain, never really did a translation to one, right? In terms of English words and German words. I just took it as it was and never really thought about it much. So I'm gonna pick a card here. Oops. Okay. We picked the number 19. The number 19 in tarot is the sun. And I'm going to translate or try to translate again from German to English. Schmerz ist unvermeidbar, so pain is unavoidable. Leid, das Festhalten an altem Schmerz ist dagegen deine Entscheidung. Or eine Entscheidung. So basically suffering or the holding on to old pain is instead your decision or a decision. Eine schmerzvolle Vergangenheit ist oft ein Auftrag, in Zukunft anderen Menschen in ähnlichen Situationen den Weg aus ihrem Leid zu weisen. A painful past is often a contract in the future, other people in similar situations to take them into a path out of their pain and suffering, kind of thing. So to revisit these cards, we had the Six of Swords, okay, and a 1-1-2 situation, and it also, let me try to interpret these cards for you. Six of Swords, it's sex in German, right? We had the six come up too. Now they're reordered though. Let me think. Well, we had the 8-4 here, which was a 1-1-2, with the lowest common denominator of 1 on the 4. And we had the 3 and the 6. But we started, yeah, it was like this. It was 6-3-6 West 8-4. So there's a backwards 1-1-2 going the other way. In the West, the fissure, and a forwards 1-1-2. And sixes, do sixes pop out? Yeah, popped out twice in two different decks. And the 19 popped out. The sun. So the sun, the sun card, the number 19. This is 1-9. To me, it's a prime dime. I call it a prime dime. I make up my own rules basically. A prime dime is the number 1 is not a dime, but sorry, the number 1 is it's not prime. I mean, but a dime is number 10, right? So it reduces to a number 10 and thus a 1. The sun card though in tarot, which I'm going to associate this with, is freedom, happiness. It's usually a girl riding on the back of a horse, taking a joyride, and it represents the sun. Sunflowers come to mind, but what more can I say? I can't say anymore. I'm done, guys. Have a happy weekend. It's Saturday night, and we're going to sleep soon. It'll be dark soon, so that's just the way I am. I usually wait until sundown and then I go to sleep, and I'm up before sunrise usually. It wasn't like that in the last little while, but I'm trying to get back into schedule, right? So I'm just gonna shuffle these wizard cards quickly to give the devil no chance. Who travels backwards, right? So the devil. My devil. So, okay, the number 19 goes in there too. There's a couple more. Okay, so, I often, here's something to think about, since we are talking about the traveling backwards in time. How do you defeat a time machine? And say, if you go to a place, in your reflection you leave the place at the same time, how do you beat the devil with a time machine? Even if they travel the same direction as you, they might have pre-knowledge of where you're going and what you're saying. So maybe they have a time machine, a quantum time machine or something like that. Right? They're able to channel messages back in time. Whatever it is, how do you defeat that? I wish you a good weekend.